What's going on, guys? Eric from TheWiscoGuyz here, and today's, well, it might be a part 2 video, part 1 video, I don't know, what the heck ever, but got some seats here. If you guys have been watching the channel for a little while, you know I picked these up last year. They are 4th gen seats out of a 95 Trans Am. So I ended up actually pressure washing them, scrubbing them down with some cleaner, and then pressure washing them out and then extracting them, and they came out pretty good. I figured they came out of a flood car. I'm pretty sure it's a flood car. So the rails are pretty gnarly. A lot of dirt came out of them, but they're clean. They smell, I think, yeah, they smell somewhat clean. I don't know, I smell, nah, whatever. But either way, we're gonna get these put into the Firebird, which is all the way over there. So we're gonna get those seats put into here. The original 3rd gen seats we have in here are pretty roached. Yeah, duct tape. I used duct tape. They were pretty roached when I got the car, but even worse since I've owned it for 14 years. So I also have a new carpet, which we'll grab the box here shortly and try to lay that out somewhere. One more thing that's pretty special for the car, since we're going to be pretty much ripping out the whole interior, putting new in, the center console's got to come out anyways. And with that center console coming out, we're going to install a new short throw shifter. So I finally went ahead and bought a Pro 5.0 performance shifter for the car. So we're going to put that in at the same time. Comes with all the hardware with instructions, so we'll get that all dialed in once we get everything disassembled and new carpet and all that stuff. But I'm gonna go grab the carpet real quick and we're gonna open that too. Surprisingly enough, I went to Rock Auto and picked up this carpet from Auto Custom Carpets. Holy shit. That's heavy. We went with black and the mass backing, which should help with noise reduction. Should be good. So I'm gonna try to get this laid out and see what's going on here. Alrighty, so we got the carpet kind of laid out a little bit here. We're gonna let it sit here for overnight pretty much. So there's a rear section and a front section. I did get this, like I said, from Rock Auto. It's a pretty big carpet. But we're gonna start on getting the seats out of the car first, and then I'm gonna work on the trim panels, getting the trim panels out on the sides, and then the center console. I'm gonna try tonight to just get all the trim out and stuff, and then probably pull the carpet out tomorrow. We'll see what I can get here, but I'm gonna start pulling seats out. What do you mean coat the whole thing? The whole gasket? Of course. Oh shit. All right, so I got one seat out. It's literally just 4 nuts on studs, so should come out pretty easy. I got a lot of shit in here, but we're gonna take off the passenger side next, then the rear seat. Star pattern. I'm sure there's a sequence. I should probably Google it, shouldn't I? There's all data. Alrighty, so got the passenger seat out. And you can tell why I'm like changing this carpet out, because like that shit's nasty. Like that's like 30 plus years of like I don't want to know. So it looks terrible on camera, by the way. So I'm gonna get the rear seats out. It literally is just 4 bolts on the seat tracks. Like I said, it's studs. Same deal on this side. So I am going to get the rear seats out and then clean up a little bit here. Then I'm going to start pulling interior panels off. So alrighty, so I got the rear seats out. Yeah, and then we're just gonna have to get. It's got this old Kenwood CD just changer here. We're gonna get that out too. And we'll work on the side panels, of course, again, and then get those seat belts out too. So, but in the meantime, Aaron's working on his diff. On his Ford. A little sneak peek.
Looking pretty sharp.
The old men will be flocking to that one.
Yep.
Oh, this is a really nice truck. If you guys haven't seen, I'll link a video of this truck. Whichever one I please, I guess. But yeah.
They're all good.
They're all good. So, I'm just going to continue on, start getting these panels off. These seats are really easy to get out. I mean, it's literally crap. I don't even think there's more than... it's literally 12 bolts, and these seats are out. It's 12 nuts, 12 bolts, whatever. 12 fasteners, and they're out. So, but with the side panels, I'm gonna have to remove these like little plastic things here, these little plastic screws, and they should come out pretty easy. But yeah, we'll continue on here. Alrighty, so I got a random wire that runs all the way back to that CD player was there, and this thing wasn't even plugged in, dude. Like, didn't even get to use it. My aunt gave me the inner guts to it to actually make it work, but it was never plugged in, so bums me out. But Aaron gave me a radio. Aaron gave me a radio, and I'm gonna see if we can try to get it to work in here. It's a Bluetooth, just radio. So get rid of the old 90s Kenwood system and yeah, right over there. Oh man, so I'm gonna call it a night on this. We're gonna continue on in the morning. But yeah, we got everything laid out and should be pretty steezy, just like that diff cover over there.
Very steezy.
You know, so alrighty, well, next clip you'll see will be in the morning, just probably me explaining the same thing I just did tonight, but I'm pretty beat, so check you guys in the morning. Alrighty guys, so it's in the morning. Well, we're back in the morning. Still tearing out the interior. Of course, we got to take off some side panels and stuff. I did take the T-tops out to give me better access. So I'm just going to continue on pulling these panels out. I'll check in with you as we go along. These panels are pretty easy. I mean, there's just these like little plastic nuts there, and I took the head, the sail panel headliner part out just to get to the side panel access. Just pull those down from the top there. So it's actually pretty easy to get these interiors out. It's not too bad, but I think the biggest part's going to be when I get to the center console, where the HVAC stuff is, or heater controls and the radio is. That might be the hardest part to get out. Maybe it's just me because I've never taken it out, so but yeah, I'll just continue on, check in with you guys as we go. If you guys have any comments or questions or whatever, just leave them down below. Yeah, because it's kind of hard to film when you're by yourself and trying to do this, and especially in a timely manner, because kind of crunch for time. Alrighty, so pretty much at this point, got that side panel out. I've been starting to take out all the seat belts and stuff, like both of the floor here. I'm on the driver's side right now, but getting all the seat belt buckles and then the seat belt undone, and then these side panels off. So but what I found, which is kind of interesting, I found this old like Royal Finger Bowl pack. So I I don't know how old this is, but like the font just shows like this is old. I mean, probably the 90s, maybe 80s. That's pretty crazy. Royal Finger Bowl. So if anybody knows who that company is, put it down in the comments below. But yeah, I'm gonna continue on. I'm gonna start taking off the seat belts on the driver's side, get this panel off here and back there too. So alrighty, check in with you in a little bit. So I got this one out here. There's a little cord. This wasn't on the passenger side, so you're gonna have to undo that cord. Alrighty, so I just pulled the center console out, or top piece off. Took the shifter handle, unscrew that, pulled that off. So we're going to get this center console unbolted. There's 2 bolts up here, I believe, a couple bolts back there. One might be missing back there. That's okay. So we're gonna pull this out here. Alrighty, so got the center console out, and then we got the bezel for the HVAC and radio out. There's a couple bolts at the top, and there's one stud at the bottom on the floor pan to get that out. So don't forget that, because if you pry on it, it will break. Mine was already broke, so someone was in there, of course, at some point. But I'm going to take off the rails there for the T-top bag holders, and then I'm going to start taking some carpet out. I think we're at that point, so alrighty. Alrighty, so we do got a little bit of rust going on here, probably just from moisture sitting in the car over the years. This car sat for a while, and yeah, it's pretty clean though. I'm not too pissed off about it. This is probably the worst spot right here where your feet go, but we'll get that cleaned up, and we'll get it like sealed back up, along with that corner over there too. But overall, for being a northern car most of its life, totally fine with this. This is nothing compared to what I've seen in photos and forums, and so I'll take it. No, nothing too wrong with that. So yep, I'm happy. We just got to do a little bit more work than expected, but as long as it's not as worse. It could have been a lot worse, guys. It could have been a lot worse. So I'm gonna try to clean that stuff up and seal it. I'm gonna get this vacuumed out, of course, and kind of go from there. So alrighty. So I'm pretty much just grinding down the rust that I see. Just get it as smooth as I can possible. Get as much rust off as I can. I did the front floor already. I still got a little bit more to go there, but I'm gonna try to get it as ground down as much as I can. It's literally just surface rust is practically what it is. You know, feet sit there all the time, they get wet, what have you, and then in the rear, you know, being a T-top car, it does leak. So I mean, we're gonna have that in the rear. So a little bit over there, a little bit more over there, a little bit there, but nothing's. I mean, it's still solid metal. I mean, you're not gonna fall through that or anything. So what I'm gonna do after I get it prepped, I'm just gonna put like a seam sealer on there. I'm just gonna lay a bunch on there and just brush it on, just so it's sealed. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna rip out a whole frickin' floor pan just for that. So no reason to really. I'd rip out a floor pan if it was like, you know, rusted through, but for this, shoot, I ain't gonna do that. So use a heavy body seam sealer for covering the little surface rust we had here. Yeah, so I'll do that real quick. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on to the short throw shifter. So we're at that point now. So we're gonna remove the boot here. Alrighty. Wow, that's loose. So that's awesome. Well, it's a good thing we're switching this out, because yeah, the bolts are loose for this. That's not good. What the hell, dude? Like, I've been driving like that for probably 14 years. Not even joking. Maybe not that long, but maybe it was. I haven't had this shifter boot off since I got the car. Actually, the shifter boot was off when I got the car, and when I drove it home, you could see the ground like it is now. You know, there wasn't much. Well, the center console was out, and this did get a clutch before I bought it, and then just sat for a while. So that's interesting. So yeah, so that's out. That's kind of scary. Just gonna clean this old gasket out. I'm gonna grab a rag real quick. That's like weird that it was that loose. Well, you know, you find stuff as you work on it. Fix one thing and find another to fix. Alrighty, so now that I got all the old gasket off and that's cleaned up, we're gonna use some RTV and we're just gonna spread thin layer. So now that we got that on there, they gave us supplied bolts to put the new shifter in. And we're just gonna get the ball inside that where it needs to go there. And put one in. I'm just gonna finger tighten those, and then I'm gonna tighten them up with a wrench. Doesn't really say how much to tighten them by, but I'd imagine, you know, just tight, firm. You know, don't over tighten them. You can kind of feel it, so that should be good. So Allen bolts on that one side. We're gonna get the actual shifter. Put them back in. Just getting these tightened up. Ooh. So those are tightened up. Now put it into gear. Holy shit. That feels pretty good. So next now is you see these little bolts right here. So what it's telling me is to put it into first gear, put this bolt, it's pretty much touching, firmly into first gear. It's touching and then one turn back off. See that, but yeah, that jam nut there. So it'll show you in the instructions, but alrighty. So it's actually a 13 mil nut. So yeah, that feels a heck of a lot better. I can't wait to try that out in the car. But yeah, Pro 5.0 shifter. I've been wanting this thing for like 10 years. So that's pretty much it for the install. I'm going to continue on with the carpet, getting the center console back in, but okay. So it's the third day I've been working on this. Well, the morning of the third day. Started it Friday night, just pulling everything out. Next day we found a little bit of rust, of course, so fixed that in the morning, and we got the carpet in. I was struggling terribly with trying to get this carpet to go forward up underneath the dash. So I was looking at the old carpet, and there was a lot less material on the front edge of this thing on the stock one, well, the one that came with it, than the one that I bought. So I looked up a ton of videos on YouTube, of course, and nobody ever mentioned that you may have to cut the front edge, I don't think, from the videos I was watching. So everybody's like, you just gotta tuck it up in there. No, I had to freaking trim off probably about, I would say, 6 to 8 inches of material on the front edge of the carpet to get it to come up where I needed it to, where this pad was where your feet are, that, and the dead pedal where it is. So, and I still got to work it a little bit more yet, but it's pretty much where I want it. Now I just gotta trim up the excess. I trimmed, there's this little bump line here, and I trimmed it to there, and you know, it's just, you gotta trim it just a little bit more, but overall it's looking pretty good. I left it in here last night. I was like, well, let me just, you know, leave it in here, let it conform to how the floor pan is, and then I can just come in today and finish it. So that's what we're gonna do today. Let's just try to get everything back in and just get it all trimmed up nice and kind of go from there. But I will say 10 out of 10, this freaking sucked. Like, doing this by myself for a majority of part. Aaron came in last night and helped me. He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, it's not. So he ended up pulling everything back off and pretty much cutting up there, just trying to get everything somewhat tucked up under there. So, but as of right now, I mean, it's looking pretty good. And this will, I mean, it was put in a box, folded up in a box for a while, and it came relatively quick. So I mean, I'm not too, like I said, I'm not too crazy. I don't think I'm too crazy, right? Not crazy, but it was all right. I mean, if you need a carpet, it's definitely good material. Like, this is like no joke, like really nice stuff. So like I said, I got it from Rock Auto. This is the mass backing with the shorter carpet. I can't remember what it was, like 300 and some bucks, but came relatively quick. I mean, the fit, you're gonna have to trim it, man. That's about it. You're gonna have to trim it, work it, get it somewhat, you know, get it somewhat going. And yeah, it's just kind of is what it is, man. So, but I'm not an upholsterer. I don't do this stuff all the time. So, but I'm gonna try to get everything trimmed up enough to where I can start getting trim panels back in and try to get these seats in. So, which I gotta transfer the rails from my old seats to the new seats, just so, because the rails on the other seats are pretty much destroyed. So, alrighty, I'll check in with you once I start getting these panels in and shit like that. So. Alrighty, guys. So I don't know where they left off with that last clip. Kind of struggled to finish the interior on this car. It took me about 2.5 days, pretty much straight, working from Friday night, right from like 5:30 till like 8:30, and then from like 8 in the morning till 6 at night each night, Saturday and Sunday. We finally finished it. Short throw shifters in, carpet is in, 4th gen seats are in. So I'll have you guys take a look here real quick so you guys can see. Definitely not an easy thing to do in a weekend. Now let me get the other door here so we can get some light on the situation. So got the carpet in there. So we got the carpet in there, looking pretty good. I got pretty much just my old floor mat, but we did do some floor mats from Rock Auto too that are made for the Firebird. And we got the seats in there. I got brand new oil. I just did an oil change today. Like I said, it's like a week later. So then we got the short throw shifter in there too. So that feels like 1,000 times better. As you guys saw how loose the top bolts were, night and day difference. So that's good. It did cut a little bit too much off kind of towards the center console here, but I'm not worried about it. That's minor. Everything else tucked in nicely when it was cut. There's a little bit down there. I didn't even cut that. It just didn't fit down there, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. But the back panel, or the back, got the new carpet here, got the T-top bag back in. It's all new. I think what I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna rewrap this in black. I think that's gonna look good. So I'm gonna try to get some material for that, rewrap those in black, and just get them just get those like refreshing, because these are kind of expensive. So just grab a little fabric and try to do that myself. I've done it's all steamy anyways. So but other than that, everything else looks good. Black interior actually works pretty well with the, you know, the Dove gray or whatever. You know, black on bottom, On the sides, it's all dove gray, and then on the top, you know, the A pillars, B pillars, this is all black, and then black, and then black headliner. So it actually works pretty well with the charcoal 4th gen seats. Like I said, I got those from a 95 Trans Am flood car, so I did have to pressure wash the hell out of them. But other than that, we're gonna get this cleaned up for a car show in June. There might be another one, but we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, looks pretty good. We'll get this all wrapped up and be looking good. And then honestly, it'll just be engine stuff that I need to redo. But I'm gonna enjoy the engine as long as I can. It's still that 305. Doesn't want a 305 anymore. So, but we're gonna close out the video there. I mean, just, you know, a little side note. Difficulty wasn't that difficult if you have a friend helping you, but if you're doing it yourself, it's pretty difficult, time consuming mostly. So, but I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Definitely hit the thumbs up button if this video helped you, or if you have any questions, let me know. I mean, I know it's not really a how-to, I just kind of documented what I could. And but yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Definitely have a good day or night or whatever you're having. See you guys. Bye.